Hi, welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host, Steven, and today I'll be talking about the latest episode, the sixth episode of The Mandalorian, this one entitled Guns for Hire. This episode has been getting a lot of flack. It's been getting attacked viciously online, saying it's the worst episode ever, this is horrible, and so on and so forth. I'm here to tell you I think it's a decent episode. I'm going to give it basically a 6 on 10. There are some points that I agree that are awful, and some points I disagree with. So I'll start off with the basic story. We have Dan Djarin and Bo-Katan, who are setting out to find more Mandalorians, and they find out that Bo-Katan's comrades, who left her because she didn't have the dark saber, are on this planet called Plaisir 15. And as they get there, they are greeted by the Duchess, who is played by Lizzo, and Captain Bombardier, who is played by none other than Jack Black. Now, in order to get an audience with her comrades, Bombardier and the Duchess have set up a mission for them. And that is on this planet, Bombardier has decided to use the Imperial droids and the Separatist droids as basically as servants and whatever doing jobs so that people of the planet do not have to basically work. But lately there are malfunctions and people have been getting hurt, trash is getting thrown, stuff like that. So they're trying to find out what's the cause of this. So of course, Bo-Katan and Dan Djarin are off on a mission, which is basically kind of CSI in Star Wars, right? So they find the robot as they go in the investigation. The way they kind of do it is weird. I find that Dan Djarin kicking these Imperials to see if their malfunction was a little dorky. I didn't like that. And as one does malfunction, and they have this great kind of chase, it kind of looks like a buddy cop thing, where the two cops chasing. He goes, "Oh, you go this way, I go that way," and they shoot the robot. What got me, what I kind of did like the I kind of scratched my head on it was when basically they're patting down the robot and they find they call it a spark pad or spark card, which basically brings them to this bar where these droids drink this substance called nepenthe. We're also introduced to the head of security, who's called Hellgate, who's played by none other than Christopher Lloyd of Back to the Future fame. We find out that Christopher Lloyd has given a bad batch of nepenthe to these droids, causing the malfunctions. What I liked about the episode, it's kind of different. It was like a CSI episode as they're trying to track things down. There's a little bit of a mystery going on. Thought that was interesting. I thought that there's a battle between Bo-Katan for her to come back into as a leadership role, and that was a great battle. I thought that was good. What I didn't like on this episode, Jack Black's accent on here. I'm not sure what he was going for, but I kind of thought it was like, Matthew McConaughey gone wrong. Is the only way I can see it. Lizzo as the Duchess, I didn't find she was credible. I thought she was okay, but I think she needs a little bit more experience as an actress before she tackles this. I think she would have been good as a walkthrough. That would have been better for me. The pat down of the robot, where they found the spark pad that leads them to the bar. Like, since when did robots, these Imperial, have pockets? I didn't realize you can hide stuff. I didn't get. That's sloppy writing, in my opinion. That I would have to agree with. That people are mad at Lizzo and Jack Black having cameos, I'm not. Star Wars, since J.J. Abrams took over, has had cameos in it. In this, since the Disney acquirement of the franchise, we've had Daniel Craig, we've had Joseph Gordon-Levitt, we've had Simon Pegg. Of course, they were hidden under makeup, so Jack Black is a little bit, and Lizzo are clearly more visible. Maybe that's what people had issue. I didn't. There's been cameos since The Force Awakens, so no big deal. That they had to do this other mission in order to meet her comrades, that's nothing new either. Dan Djarin has been doing mini missions to get his stuff done before. It's nothing new. So that people are mad that there's a mission or a little quest before things get done, that's part of the Mandalorian MO. I mean, what's the big deal? Christopher Lloyd, love the guy, think he's a great actor. Loved him in Back to the Future, obviously, but loved him in Taxi. If people know that can go that far back, he was in Taxi, TV show, great character in there too. He's underutilized. I think they should he needed something a little bit more meatier to deal with. I think they really dropped the ball on him. And I think if they would have given him a little bit more meat to play with, the episode would have been stronger, in my opinion. But overall, like I said, I'll give it a 6 on 10. I think it is, I'll agree that I think it's probably the weakest episode of the 3 seasons. So I'll agree with that. Jack Black having a cameo, yeah, no issue with it. Maybe his accent, I don't know what he was trying to do with it, but it's Jack Black. I love him, I love him. So let him go in it. Like I said, cameos are nothing new to the Star Wars universe. They've been snuck in before. This is nothing new. It's just because you recognize Jack Black. Give him a beard, you're not going to fool anybody. If they would have probably, put prosthetics on him or something, then I think maybe people had an easier time, but they didn't. But it is what it is, and I'm okay with it. The big thing was the pat down of the robot. That made no sense to me. Christopher Lloyd being underutilized is another major no-no. The rest, last thing, the dark saber matter, where at the end where Dan Djarin gives the dark saber to Bo-Katan, saying that she rescued him in the mines of Mandalore. He was caught by this creature. She bested the creature, so therefore the dark saber is her, and this is the way. I agree with that, but the saber should have been given to her at the mines of Mandalore. This should not have happened. She should have just come there and they said, why should her comments would be there? Why should we follow you now? And she pulls out the saber. But I guess they wanted to have another battle sequence to show her dominance. Good battle. It was a great fight. But I think she should have had the dark saber already in her hand. But that's me. I think those little things should have been fixed. Sloppy writing? A little bit, yeah. So like I put out before, if anybody knows Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau or Kathleen Kennedy, here at the Aroundtable, I grew up with Star Wars. I've been a Star Wars fan since I'm 9 years old. So if you need help, the Aroundtable is here to do so. We'll be of service, and no problem there. So if you need help proofreading your scripts, if anybody knows these guys, I'm here. This is the way. And that's all I got to say on that one. But you let me know what you think of this episode. Is it the worst episode? Is it the best episode? I thought it was awkward. I'm going to give it a 6 on 10. Awkwardly paced, I'm going to say. But that's me. But again, hit the like button, subscribe. I would like to hear from you. Tell me what you think about this episode. What did you think of Guns for Hire? Leave your thoughts with us. We'd love to hear from them. Once again, signing off.